Okay, so animating. We need our animation window. So you can hit Control 6 or go to Window, Animation, Animation. And we need to be very careful to select the, what do you think, the hip? Yeah, let's pick that hip. So not Agent Mel, this most parentest of parents. This one's probably going to be reserved for the NavMesh agent. So we want this, the hip. So the hip should be at 000 or 0.05 like mine is. And we've got this button that says to begin animating hip, create an animator and an animation clip. So we'll create this. And let's go ahead and let's call this walk. And let's save it. So now that we've got the parent animated, or set to be animated, we can select each one of the children. And this time, remember, we're not selecting any of the geometry, we're only moving the pivots, right? The hip joint, the knee joint, the ankle joint. And so on, let's say the first frame, right? So at 0, I'm going to select the right hip, and I'm just going to angle it forward like this. And then I'm going to select the knee, and I'm going to angle it backwards like this. And then the ankle should probably go down somewhat as well. And then this left hip is going to go back. And the left knee is going to probably be extended. And the left ankle, let's say like that. Let's maybe move the knee back just a little bit. I am definitely recording this. I know, just... Oh, thanks. That's an important one to have going, so thank you. That record button is going to be super useful. Let's make the knee go back further. Now, if you're doing this on your own, there are like keyframe examples you can see. The ones I would have you shy away from are the ones that are cartoonish. I tried a cartoonish walk cycle once for this, and I did not like the way it came out. I'm also going to say when the legs are apart like this, you want the whole thing to be down a little bit. So I'm actually going to move the hip up and down very slightly, just so it kind of bobs as I walk. And then I'm just going to go out to 15 seconds and set the next frame. And then 30 and then 45. And then I'll just copy this one at the 1 second. Okay, so that's frame 1. And frame 2, what are you going to look like? This is going to go down a little bit. The knee is going to be fully extended. The foot is going to be reaching out to touch the ground. I should probably have these here, and this should be just less. So things that I moved around were like the pacing of that second set of keyframes. I changed that around because the difference between 2 and 3 was like too fast. And it's maybe a little bit too fast still, but that helped. So select all these second ones and move them to 15.
Oh. Oh, in? What? Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, let's undo our animations. And then rename those. Because if we rename them now, it'll break the animation anyway.
Oh.
So, undo your animation and rename. And then I would add materials so that you could.
Okay, so then just exit out like that and then just have.
Yeah, just rename them. That should work. Or actually, they probably have to switch places, don't they? Yeah, they have to switch places.
Yeah.
The other one that does so much more. Shift them all so that that has more space. See how I shift mine? Yeah. As I put my head away. Yours look like you're walking backwards, kind of. Can I borrow your mouse? Okay. So we start pick this leg up. Okay, so make it go back like this as it comes forward. Yeah. Okay, and then. Yeah, so what you want is you want kind of a motion of falling, and specifically it's this shape. So the shape of falling is the back leg is like this, and the front leg is like this, and that's that falling that you want to get that gives that forward momentum. So you get this one in one of them, and then you switch to the other leg. And even if it was just 2, right? As long as you had that proper falling forward, that's what you want to work on.
Okay. Just help for me get
Oh, totally. It takes practice. I've been doing this for a long time. Long time.
Okay, I think I'm.
And totally use yourself or use somebody else for reference and just kind of feel out. What's it like? What do my legs do? If I had a stage, I'd get up here and I'd just walk back and forth for you. That's a thing that before motion capture existed and when we were still keyframing, hand framing all of this, video gamers would just take a video camera out and have people do the animations they wanted. You know, like put your hand on the wall or go to this ready position, and then they would just put the picture on the screen and then animate to that frame. What do you got? Interesting. I'm very nice.
And take a look at the curves. What it is, I'm just trying to get it to.
Move this one up further, maybe about here. Okay. And then this is good. The up and down motion is going to help a lot too. When the legs are fully apart, you should be down. When the legs are crossing, they should be up. And then, so like for example, like right here, this foot should be on the ground, right? Because it's kind of reaching out, right?
Okay, now I'm starting to get a better idea. So basically, keyframe the key positions, yes.
Mhm.
When it touches the ground, when it's halfway there, when the other foot touches the ground.
Yeah.
That's the position.
The contacts. Yeah, that's a good. That's good. Try that. Try that. Okay. So we're still figuring out animations, getting it right. I have a hard time teaching it because it just worked for me. I know. It's like when I teach motion capture, and I'm like, this is what you do when it breaks, and then it doesn't break for me. What do I do with that? Okay. So you might keyframe 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to 1. You might keyframe where the contacts are, right? Where it lifts up and where it stops down. So 1, we had kind of this motion, right? And then right here on 2, we might have the leg actually planting down and a second one starting to lift up. So contact right there. And then we have the crossover, which has this leg. Well, it's basically this again, right? And then we have contact again. Like that. So contact on 2 and 4. And actually on 1 and 3, but it's like leaving, right? So this was up, down, up, down.
Okay. Okay, I think
I would look at the side, but you'll get there. Yeah, you got it?
yeah.
And then just start, add
Oh,
colors.
wait, oh, wait.
Add those colors, turn animation off. Make the right leg red, the blue leg blue. Sorry, the left leg blue.
Wait,
The blue leg blue.
Wait a second,
Okay,
okay. F leg,
line shift.
blue, okay, just.
Good? Line track? Control C.
Okay.
This is a 1 though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Delete them? Control Z. Because you were holding shift still. Got it. It looks like that's what that should be. So let's. I'm gonna move these over, I guess. I'm not sure what those are yet. Control C. Control V. So do we need this one? Okay, so it's just a huge gap. So let's see. Red leg forward. This should be red leg middle. Red leg back. And then we just do the same. So I would take all of these, actually go all the way here, stretch these to that, and then just watch it come back. Yeah, you did. And like, why are both legs going forward in the first one? It doesn't make any sense. So on this frame, move the blue leg back. What's up, Shakia?
Okay, so is this one, is it supposed to go like, I don't know.
You can picture if you want. Go ahead and hit record. So the first frame, one leg goes forward. Let's use the blue leg.
Okay.
Let's make it go up to about here. Just rotate it then.
Okay, so like,
There. Now select the knee. And with the knee go back. leg is going to straighten out and hit the ground.
Okay, so, oh wait, no.
Oh, the knee. Yeah.
Knee going, like this,
Yeah, a little bit more. Right there.
up here. Okay.
And then on the right leg, just move that knee up a little bit. It's gonna take off, right? It's gonna pull up from the ground.
Okay, so it's gonna pull upward.
Bend it all the way up.
You got way too many, man.
Too many of these?
Just
Yeah.
no, just four.
Just four?
4 sets. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a repeat.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Yeah. I got all the little
Don't
things.
do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Trust me.
It makes a big mess of
Oh my
it.
God.
Well, it just you don't need it. It'll keep framed the right way.
Okay.
Okay, so is it supposed to go way down?
It's supposed to go what?
Oh, wait, oh, no, please. Okay, oh my God. Oh, jeez. Right. Okay.
How did you do that? I just turned it that way.
Okay. Let me get that turned back on.
Oh.
Okay, so this foot, oh wait, no. No. Yeah, okay. So, okay, so is this part gonna go upward a bit? Or I have to?
Let me part your mouth.
Oh my God, I'm just like,
So for the next
how,
key frame,
big. Okay.
so this leg's gonna go a little bit back.
Oh, okay, going.
I can show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, so.
Okay, I think I got it.
Yeah, I think you do too. That looks good.
So, are we going?
So on the second one, this is about to lift up.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just right there, and then on the next frame, it's gonna be up in the air and switch forward.
Okay, so is it like? Oh my God. Okay, upward.
So after you've got your animation, add a nav mesh agent to the capsule. Oh no, that's not right. Base offset -1. How about 1? There we go. And then we can do all the same things that we have done to this in the past, which is just make it patrol or make it move to a point. Let's just start with having it follow the player. Working on that. It's all recorded. Don't worry. This next thing will be stuff that we've done already.
Okay.
The base offset, at least for the way that I built it, I didn't build it so that it would be on the ground. I built it so that it'd be a meter in the air. So I just set my base offset to 1 on the nav mesh agent. And that'll set it so that if you've got your nav mesh agent is up in the air, if you set it to a base offset of 1, you'll be in good shape.
Okay, I've been noticing that for some reason my game objects seem to be about 3 times the size of yours.
Your game objects are 3 times the size of mine.
No, because you're using 3 planes for that room, correct? This is one that's about the same size.
That's a plane. I'm using quads.
What?
Quads have 2 triangles. Planes have 200 triangles.
That would make a difference.
Yep. And the plane is 10 times larger. Hmm. Go to that third tab, bake, and click bake. So is your floor static? Chiquita, if you need more keyframes, like what your legs should look like, it's on that whiteboard there.
Okay.
Hopefully that helps. What's up?
Oh no, couldn't find my aftermath agent. You attached it to Clay, correct?
So it has to be a parent of everything else.
Yes, the. Oh, no.
Okay?
That's not gonna work then.
So make it more of a parent than even that is. So if you need to make an empty game object,
Which I did.
Yeah, and then put your animation as a child of it.
So it should be right here, HK.
Uh-huh. Yes,
Not-
just like that.
Yeah, not the collider.
Not the collider.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
It's tiny and also back sideways.
Okay.
Nice.
Got it.
Well,
I got it.
easy to fix, just rotate things around.
I'm saving all this before you can see it.
Yeah, friendly reminder to save your work. So you should be changing the animation inside the main object. So change the child's rotation.
a couple new classrooms or something?
They're adding like 40 new classrooms
Seriously?
and offices for all the teachers. Yeah,
Wait, what?
they're adding a crap ton. Crap
You
ton.
getting a bigger office now?
No, no.
Wait, is
But I do get to keep my office, which is nice.
Need to wait for standard assets to reinstall.
What's up, Chiquita? What's your question?
Okay, so is it supposed to? Cause.
No, you look like you're rotating the object and not the pivot, the empty game objects. So hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, so see these two where you rotated the model and the model, delete those.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then this. Okay. Oh, what's supposed to be done?
You know, it's funny, my computer's got even less downtime than I have this entire week.
No, this object only. Is that gonna do what I want? So just subject only. Let's do create empty. No. Good.
How do I pull up the baking tab? It's not one of them.
So it's either lighting or it's navigation.
Oh, navigation.
Cool.
Okay, I think I
Good.
finally figured it out. Hopefully.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, it actually does what it's supposed to do.
Doesn't look like it wants to bake.
Okay, so.
They need to be static.
They are.
Okay. And when you hit bake, what's it do?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. Did you save your scene?
Yep.
I don't know how to look. So there are only some static.
Oh, light map static.
Yeah, I need specifically navigation.
Whoops. Yep. That's the one.
Okay,
Yeah, what's up?
okay. So then, so then what I see on here, all of the, wait a second. Like all of the, hip stuff is is, oh my god. Is it supposed to be, copied
No,
or,
because it'll be a different leg.
You said.
Does that make sense?
But you do.
So you're gonna have to make the blue leg go back on the next frame.
okay, so.
And the red leg go
so
forwards.
I just have to have it go right.
The only keyframes you'll copy is that fifth one, so at 1 second. So you see I've got it numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 again. That's the only one you'll copy.
Okay. Okay, so then.
Okay, so does everyone have their nav mesh agent working?
No.
I know, Chiquita. Elizabeth, do you have your nav mesh working? So let's make sure the character can follow the player, because we've got a handful of things we need to code after this. Okay, so we need our agent to patrol and wait at each spot. We did this 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, we got the script still.
Yeah, use that script. That's fine. I'll be right back.
Seriously, I got a specific file on my phone where I just store all the scripts I've created.
God, God.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do you have one?
Okay, okay, so report. Training 4.
So you're having issues with getting the walking animation working?
Is, okay, am I supposed to do, because I'm so blind, is it supposed to be like, this, and then I just have this go way back, and then I also have this go back, so it's like this.
So for the third frame, you want, I think, the red leg, I think you want that sticking forwards, kind of like blue leg is.
Okay.
And so you basically just swap the positions between the red and blue legs.
You could move the keyframes from the blue leg over to the left leg.
Okay, then. It's trying to be sound. Shout a bit. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm even. Okay, so.
See, just rotate the leg.
Okay. Okay, over. Okay. Over here and
Yes.
have it like.
So have it be about as far forward as the blue leg is right now.
Okay, so oh my god.
Yeah, it's Unity's rotation system.
Where's the 3DS Max?
Okay. So then, like,
Just keep dragging it.
Here,
Just keep dragging.
Something weird is
Okay.
you kind of have to go in one single direction. If you go like this,
Okay. Oh, jeez.
You try to put something in and it's break.
Yeah.
just like posture.
Yep.
Okay.
But try to keep it, or try to stay on one direction, either straight up, straight down,
Okay.
left or
Okay.
right.
Hold on. Okay, so like.
Yeah.
So like this, and then.
And then bring the blue leg back.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't
Yeah.
worry about that.
There.
So
And then weird, and then have it for over
also,
here because I'm.
so for now,
You know, it like that.
for now, just keep it on the same frame because we can move the keyframes anytime that we want to
Okay.
make it look better.
Okay, so then this one goes right
Yeah.
back over here,
Yep.
and then for.
And then, well, so then on
And
this
then for-
frame, you just like make sure that everything you have is ready.
And then for this one, right here, I'm supposed
So yeah, now for this one, I think you want
God.
Fully extend the blue leg back and kind of straighten up the red.
Okay. Okay, so then just have this one go
Farther back, yes.
back a bit, and then
So
have.
here's a little bit, when you're doing this, try, or stand up. So pay attention to your legs, just how they walk. There are 4 points you have to pay attention to. Midway, when your left foot touches the ground, as you shift your weight forward. The in between, when you're bringing your right leg forward, you see how the left leg is fully extended?
Yeah, I saw that.
And the right
I
is back
didn't
like
get rid
this.
of anything else over that.
Then the next frame is when you put your right,
Yeah.
the other foot forward.
Yeah.
And then left leg midway.
Okay.
And then you simply duplicate.
Okay, so then like.
Chiquita. It's okay. Hey, it's okay.
Your GF.
None of us are great at this stuff.
It's just like, what should I
We're
do?
students. We're here to learn.
That's how
And
I
just
Yeah.
put it under this.
under the hip.
I didn't
Gotcha.
realize you were supposed to make
Yeah,
it.
you know, just
God.
It feels like you're.
trying.
I know.
I know, I'm just. Oh my god, and this is
Okay,
gonna.
let me go ahead and
It
grab.
doesn't come easy.
Yeah.
If it was easy, everybody would be able to make a living at this, and gaming's not even gonna be hard to get into. You
Oh
gotta
my
admit
god,
that.
I know, it's just.
Calm down. Take a breath. Get a drink. It's okay. Everyone struggles. You both got a D in story development? A D.
Okay. Let me see what I have so far. Okay, so I have that.
So, and then
Okay.
the way I tend to do this is you take 60 seconds, or the 60 frames, take those into 15. At 15, 30, 45, and 60.
No.
I'll bet that's good as is. Just leave it for now, and if you need to tweak it later, that's okay.
Can you only work controlling code?
I can.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah,
because we're
yeah,
messing
yeah,
around
yeah,
with
it's
it.
just, I mean,
Last time.
okay. I thought for my little job, just like,
Give me a second.
one leg, get my.
Let's go outside for a second.
She's just worried that she's falling behind.
No, negative 1.525.
I know how she's falling behind.
Is,
What does that mean?
She's spinning. That's what it is. She's spinning out of control.
Thank you, Dan. At this point, if I'm just a little guy,
it's basically just,
yeah, I broke code.
How did you?
Dumbass. I don't fucking know how. It just kind of happened. At first it was huge, like the animation, like really fix that, and now, hey, it's a one hit thing, like it's won't change.
or something.
And then he started just exploding as soon as he spawned in. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna redo it. Well, redo it, like just that part.
It doesn't actually look that bad. I'm trying to figure out why it won't walk.
Okay, Elijah, patrol issues.
Yes.
It's this.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, anytime you get a missing component expression, anytime you get a bad error like that, it doesn't do any of the code underneath it.
Okay.
And that's the issue. So if we go to that line in your code, nope, it's not there. It's probably much higher. This stuff right here, this stuff is breaking, and none of this stuff gets assigned. So just put this dumb stuff at the bottom, and then don't worry about it. And then it should, this will still throw an error, but this stuff will work. Does that make sense?
Okay,
So basically you need void start, this that get component renderer equals material color. Okay, so there is no renderer attached to agent mel because it's an empty game object, right?
yes.
So just comment it out for now, or put it at the bottom, either one. You need these 3 lines, you need those. But this from the if to the else,
So
comment
can I
it out.
just delete this?
Comment it out, save it for later. It's good stuff. Control /
Control slash, that's good.
It's a good one. So save that and run it, it should work fine.
I'm just making sure that it was in.
Other questions? Yeah.
I got my guy.
No.
Control stuff.
What?
I think that's how I animated.
Easy to fix. It is down to select MDB. The other one is the original. Select parent. Yeah, that's good. Regardless. So we can see
set this offset to 1.5. Then maybe just enough. Matters. Let's just turn this collider off here. This pair right there. Let's just turn it off for now. Well, I'll probably have to reset it, right? Move it into the right spot. But for now, there's Agent Mel. Okay, yes.
If I do.
And the TCC is telling her that it is. Can you look to the side? It looks like it's off to the left side a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
That's not bad. Leave it. That'll fix it. It's that base offset that is the vertical. Yes. Questions over here, gentlemen? We are patrolling. Yes.
Patrolling?
Let me know when you get questions.
Well, I mean, he was waiting, and then we were like, what was he waiting?
Yours looks good.
That didn't make any sense.
So
Yes.
I have this weird problem with my character's animation being like this far off the ground. Even if I have him all the way down here, he just.
So that's down to the base offset, same as everybody else.
Okay, I've been messing with the base offset.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay. So let me borrow your mouse.
Okay.
Okay, so
These mice I actually like.
okay, so this is that. So if we turn that collider off, for example, like it's just it's fine for now, but it's kind of gets in the way. This is our neck mesh. Why is it so steamy?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, well let's fix that.
Okay, I thought I had.
Oh, yeah, he's
No.
walking to the.
Yeah, you see the issue now, right?
Yes, but I thought I had it right where it's supposed to be.
So easy to fix. We just move our base offset to match where the feet are.
It would be about 0.9 or 0.8.
Let's try point that. Yeah, that's fine. But you can tweak it, right?
Yeah.
Now it's in roughly the right spot. It is offset slightly. I would move my hip so that this is 0. Maybe. Let's go to Agent K. Yeah, that looks
there we go.
beautiful. Okay,
This is actually the first animation I saw that.
cool. Hopefully they're more to come. So you can base offset it a little bit more, raise it up a little bit more. There you go. Okay, Elijah?
I got it, so, okay, to patrol.
All right.
Not be waiting.
Does it look good? Your floors are too small again, man. 3 by 3, man.
They are 3 by 3.
I don't believe you.
That's what I make them.
Okay, all right, so it's just a long hallway.
Yeah. I just wanted to make
Okay, carry on. All right, so my turn to add patrol points. Agent Mel. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm gonna stop recording.